Hey, what's good, guys? It's your boy G Marcus TV back with a brand new video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, we are doing an episode recap on Bel-Air. This is season 2, and this is the very first episode of Bel-Air. So of course, you guys know on this channel what we do. We do a recap and we do a review at the end of the recap. So let's get straight to it. The episode starts off with Will waking up. He gets ready for the day. So what he ends up doing is talking to one of his boys called JB about meeting this guy called Doc, who is a basketball recruiter. Because of course, in the last episode, Will ran away from home and he's trying to be his own man. He's trying to get his own money. So Ashley is having a birthday party, but she wants to donate to a charity instead, and she just wants Will to come back home. But of course, Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, they want her to do a big thing. They wanted to do something big to really celebrate her birthdays. Will spoke to everybody inside the house except for Uncle Phil. He's really not Uncle Phil at the moment. So it turns out Will was staying with Jazz and he was hustling basketball games on the streets so he can make money to support himself. So Carlton ends up picking up Will and Will gives him some money back that he owed him. So Carlton is looking at him like, yo, where did you get this money from? Like, they just riding around and stuff. He's like, yo, what's going on? Carlton just tells him, yo, come back home, talk to the big homie Uncle Phil. Like, yo, it's not that serious. We need you back home. But of course, Will does not want to come back home. And he reluctantly told him what he was doing to get the money, which was street basketball. So Phil, he's preparing to go back to work, and Viv was supposed to be at an interview, but she was not in the best mood, so she tells him to apologize to Will, but of course this fool refuses to do it. Because of course, they wanted to apologize to Will because he tried to keep his father away from him, his deadbeat father. That was in the last episode, and he came and made a whole big scene where everything just got ruined. So Carlton and Will, they're hanging out in school, and it turns out that this girl Yasmin, I think she was in the last season, she's really feeling Carlton. So Will tells him, yo, he needs to get on that, but Carlton makes excuses like they don't really have classes together. But the girl you can see is really feeling him, so Will says he's gonna try to hook something up. So Aunt Viv, she has the interview. She says that she wants to use her fellowship to promote new artists, but it turns out that Reed said it was only for established artists, which was the opposite of that. So you know Aunt Viv is really tight about that. So Lisa now, she tries to talk to Will about the party, says that yeah, he should really come to the party. And he's just like, he doesn't want to bring any bad vibes there. And he just basically brushes her off. And of course she was not feeling that, as he was looking at the next female that has some nice shoes on that he was really feeling. So Hillary and Ivy, who was played by Carucci, they're in the influencer house where Hillary is the house manager. So Ivy needs her to fire the two brothers in the house from the last season. Meanwhile, Ivy is promoting her new drink and she just wants the guys out of the house. So later on, Jazz tells Hillary to not let Ivy boss her around. And Jazz also says that he wants to go to Ashley's party with Hillary. Like they're a couple. He doesn't really want to keep it a secret, but she refuses and says that she doesn't want to ruin things, that they should just keep her on the low for a while. Of course, you know he's not feeling that. So now the real Ashley Banks pops up. This is the original girl that played Ashley Banks. So she turns out to be Ashley, young Ashley's teacher, which is really funny. So she gives her a book on Black history and says that she will give her credit if she does a 2-page summary on it. So one of the classmates, which turns out to be white, her name was Olivia, she really, for some reason, was not feeling that. So Will takes Carlton into a BSU meeting where he sees the girl Yasmin there. So of course Drew from the last season, he was tight that Carlton was there. He was just like, yo, you really was coming around here to get votes, and then when we voted for you and you got what you wanted, you never came back. So Carlton owned up to it, said that he was about change and they wasn't. So he said he's gonna try to do better this time around. So Phil, he goes back to work and he wants to change some things at the firm, but they're looking at him like, yo, so soon and you try to change? Like, yo, relax, my dude. Like, it's not that serious. So Will and Jeffrey, they meet up and they have a nice little conversation. So Jerry told him to, yo, talk to Uncle Phil and stop hiding. He really loves you. Like, you cannot do this forever. So Will just told him about the whole basketball thing. Of course, he rejects the whole thing to talk to Uncle Phil because he was not feeling Uncle Phil at all. But what I did not like about this, your boy Jeffrey went back to Uncle Phil. Of course, he apologizes to Phil and says, hey, the reason why I helped Will meet his father is because I know I had issues with my son where I just put myself in the father's shoes. But Phil does not want to hear anything he has to say. He's just looking at him with a straight poker face. And you know, Jeffrey is really trying to apologize, or really trying to get back into it, because of course in the last season he got fired for helping Will find his father. So even though he apologized, Uncle Phil wasn't feeling it. He even tells Uncle Phil about how Will is basically hustling in the streets with the basketball stuff. It's like Uncle Phil still doesn't give a shit. So Will, he has a decision to make. As he's going to Ashley's event, he gets a call from his boy saying that, yo, you can meet Doc on the court, you have to come now. So he ends up going to see Doc, and Doc said that he will talk to him after the game. He sits it out for the game, so he meets Jackie. Jackie was Tyra Banks in the original French Prince of Bel-Air. He tries to get her name, he tries to get her attention, but she was not really trying to really give up her name. So she just tells him, yo, to impress Doc, you got to get his attention. So she encourages him to do something big. So when he ends up doing this, he goes against this big ass guy playing basketball, and he ends up beating him. Like he wasn't going to beat him, but he ends up beating him in the game on a one-on-one. So after that, he ends up talking to Doc, and Doc just says he know who he is, and what he was doing back in Philly, he's not doing in Bel-Air as far as the amount of points and shots he's getting in the game. So he basically tells him, no, you got to step it up. You got to get more points. And he tells him that at the moment he's not accepting any new clients. So after talking to Doc, he talks to Jackie again, where she finally gives him her name. And then after that, him and Jeff, they end up rushing to Ashley's party to catch that boat. So they finally arrive to the party. Of course, everybody's happy to see Will, but Uncle Phil from a distance is looking at him, Will's looking at him. There's a little tension between him and Uncle Phil. So now Jazz and Ivy, they end up dancing, and she is on him, like really on him. Meanwhile, your girl Hillary is looking pissed off. Ivy at the end of the dance just basically asks like, hey, is Jazz single? And she tells him yes, he's single. So Phil and Will, they ended up talking, and Phil apologized to Will, told him that yeah, he's sorry for what he did when it comes to coming between him and his father, but he just basically wanted to do the right thing, thought he was doing the right thing. So Will accepts the apology, so they ended up kissing and making up. So my fellow Cancer and my girl Saweetie, she makes a guest appearance, and she sings happy birthday to Ashley. She made a little small cameo, made a little guest appearance in there. Didn't really do too much. She just said happy birthday, and they just kept it moving. So Will and Lisa, they end up talking, and Will ends up breaking it off with Lisa, which leaves her crushed. He just says, yo, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. He tells her that he does love her. He walks off. She says she loves him too. So it turns out that Jazz and Saweetie, they took a picture together with Ivy's bottle, the bottle that she's been promoting. So when she sees that, she gets super hyped and ends up kissing Jazz in the mouth. I'm like, God, you know this dude for less than a day, less than a couple of hours. I was really feeling this character. So Hillary sees that, and she shuts the whole down. She shuts it down and says, yeah, you know, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. We're together, let's do this. And she ends up kissing Jazz. And Ivy's just there like, okay, what the hell am I supposed to do? So an article comes out for Aunt Vivian, and basically Reed talked about his vision, and it really pissed off Phil and Viv. And Phil just looks like, yo, he wants to get the ratchet. He wants to get it popping with Mr. Reed, but Viv just tells Uncle Phil, chill out. The episode ended with Doc. He reaches out to Will and tells him, hey, he will come to the next game and he's gonna give him a chance. So Will's happy, he's excited and everything, so they get off the phone, and after they get off the phone, JB, which is Will's mans, and Doc, they're at the office, and basically they pull up a picture of an article which says Billionaire Phil, and Will, the whole family is there. They seen that picture after seeing a picture of Will when he was in Philly, and it just looks that they're up to no good. And that's how the episode ended. So guys, that's the episode. It was a really good comeback for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I was really feeling that. I'll give it a 7.5. Like, it was nothing crazy, nothing shocking. Everything kind of happened a little fast. Will and Phil getting back together, that was like, wow, that was like really quick. Saweetie, I feel like they could have did more with her character. I feel like she was just there for like, what, 15 seconds, and then they just got rid of her. They didn't really give her much time on the camera. I love the fact that they showed that Will was staying with Jazz, which really was his boy. He's been his boy from day one, so the fact that Jazz let him stay there, that was really cool. The original Ashley Banks coming back, I felt like she just seemed like she was just too excited to be on screen. It could be the acting. It could have been her being, I don't know, I wasn't feeling that at all. Something was weird about that. But I do like the fact that she's on the show, and it seems like she will be a recurring character. So let's see what they do with her character. I love the fact that my girl Ivy, aka Karusha, love the fact that she ended up kissing Jazz after he showed her love by taking the picture with Saweetie with the bottle. I find that to be really cool. Like, I really hope they have her character more on the show. Like, I'm really feeling that character right there. So guys, that was my review, that was my recap. Tell me what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe as I'm bringing you videos every single week. Hit that notification bell, so make sure you guys stay tuned. I have a lot more coming. I have BMF coming, I have Power coming, and a whole bunch of surprises I have for you guys coming pretty soon that I'm working on and developing. So definitely stay tuned for that. Love you guys, thank you guys. It's your boy G Marcus TV, signing off.
Got it, that's a wrap.